I'm surprised because the police aren't doing anything. I would think that the police would step into the crowd and stop them from throwing these bottles at us, but they're doing it anyway. Oh my God, be careful. What's up, you guys? It's Sherry, aka Red Pill Fairy. We're here at the California State Capitol for the Stop the Steal rally, where Trump supporters are gathered to protest the 2020 election. Behind us, we have Antifa. I don't know if you can see this over there. Just pan over to the Antifa crowd. They've set up multiple barricades this time to make sure that no one gets hurt, but Antifa is hurling glass bottles, cans. They're throwing glasses. They're trying to hurt us. We've gathered peacefully to protest. Obviously, we're not here to attack anybody, but they are. I'm surprised because the police aren't doing anything. I would think that the police would step into the crowd and stop them from throwing these bottles at us, but they're doing it anyway. Oh my God, be careful. I don't know what that was. Be careful. Back up, be careful. Police are putting on riot gear and equipment to make sure that everything ends up okay.
There you go, fuck them up, man. There you go, fuck them up, dude.
The police aren't here to hold us back, they're here to hold Antifa back. BLM, Antifa.
How many of them are there?
A whole slew on the other side. Yeah.
Was that a bomb? What was that?
A big ass firecracker.
So I'm gonna hop off the mic and I think we're gonna try and get in there and get some footage. Hopefully we don't get hurt.
We reject you, Satan! We reject you, Satan! We reject you, Satan! You're being used by the Democratic Party and you don't even know it!
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
What do you believe?
To be honest, Antifa, they're just a bunch of little babies. They retreat like nothing just because we're here. And I only want a peaceful rally, but Antifa just, they love to gang up. They're a bunch of babies. They just, so violent, I guess.
Is this your first time at a Trump rally or have you been to others?
This is my first time, actually.
Wow, must be what's the experience like so far?
Very, I don't know, it's very moving, I guess. Yeah, very moving for Trump supporters.
How do you feel about President Trump?
Amazing. He does his best. He's, like he says, he's gonna make America great again.
What do you like about him?
He's trying to help our country. Other like Biden, when he just wants the worst for us and like world population and stuff. And just because to be honest, I'd rather vote for Trump than a pervert. That's my opinion, though.
And do you have friends who support Trump, or?
No, actually, no.
So wait, do you have friends that support Biden, or do they gang up on you, or what's it like in your social circle?
To be honest, everyone that I know of my friends are Biden supporters. So, no, I don't even talk to them anymore.
That happened to me too. I understand, and that's actually really sad. Can I ask how old you are?
12 years old.
12. Wow, you're 12. You're amazing. I see you're rocking a cross. You're too Christian.
Yes, please. I mean, yes, yeah.
Amen. All right. If you had anything to say to President Trump, if you wanted to send him a message, what would you say?
I'd say a thank you, a good thank you, and make America great again, like you said.
The police are backing us up right now. They've been throwing bottles full of who knows what inside. It looked like paint, but it smelled like gas. Turns out it's kerosene. And after they throw the kerosene bottles at us and the glass bottles shatter, they also throw fireworks. So if someone was hit with the kerosene, then they'll light on fire. This is what Antifa is doing. There are women here, children, elderly. What is going on? We are here to protest peacefully. I'm sure you heard the boy we interviewed earlier. We're on Parler. We're banned on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so we're just on Parler. We just run a conservative channel, and we go around to these rallies and events and get the coverage that the media won't do. Yeah. Yeah. Can we ask you guys a couple questions? Sure. Yeah? Awesome. What brings you here? It's kind of crazy right now.
Yeah, well, I've been here every weekend for the last 4 weekends. This is one that I haven't brought my kids to. I didn't have them this weekend, so.
Good choice. I think this one's a little crazy.
But I just think it's important. It's important to get out here across the nation to the capitals to show our support behind Trump, to keep him pressing forward. Do our part to give him some momentum if we can, just to continue to show our solidarity to President Trump, because he's doing an awesome job, and I know every American wants him to do more, and I think that when we do our part to stand out here, it encourages him, it shows him, it emboldens him to do more. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
So you said you've been here at the other rallies?
Yeah.
Is this the craziest one you've seen so far? I think we've been to 3. We've been to 3 so far? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first rally had some activity, more so than the last 2 rallies, but this is by far the biggest Antifa turnout. They probably got 5 times as many people as they had the first time. First time there's about 40 of them, it seems like, but now there's about 100, 150, 200 of them over there.
There's 200 Antifa people over there?
Yeah, there's a big turnout, and they've got their riot gear. Their shields and their helmets, and they're throwing God knows what in those containers. They could have feces and urine in the projectiles that they're throwing. And they're scum. They are ridiculous people. You got old people, Asians out here, the Chinese community coming out here, frail people that are bold enough to come out here, and then you got this band of marauders that are coming out here trying to intimidate us, talking about that they're anti-fascism, and they're doing the very thing that fascist is. They're ignorant dredges of society. They're the worst of that our America has allowed to be. They exist because of our freedoms, and I think that because of the silent majority, they continue to flourish.
If you had a message for people in the silent majority right now who are watching this video from home and haven't been to one of these rallies, what would you say to them?
Get out. Get out. Not only your vote when you have the right to vote, but it's also as important to get out and show your presence, to be a body at these rallies, to be counted and be seen. It's just as important as casting your vote as to get out here in these crowds and be seen. It's just as important.
If you had anything to say to President Trump, what message would you send to him?
I love you. You're doing a great job, and go strong. Go strong. Don't leave anything. Leave it all out on the field.
Love your dress. Love your sign. What brings you here?
Thank you. Well, the fact that the government is trying to take away my right to have a wedding for all the brides who are not allowed to have a wedding, We're all healthy, we're all able to come out and have a wedding, and the government has no right to tell me that I can't have a wedding, I can't have a beautiful venue, and all the healthy people who choose to come out and participate in my wedding and the love and these major life events, the government has no right to say you can't do that. So this is just a political piece of performance art for all the brides out there who were not able to have a wedding because of the government oppression, which is unconstitutional.
Did you just get engaged?
No, well, not just, but I'd say about maybe a year ago or so. But
have you been able to plan your wedding or anything like that?
No, there's no point in it. Why are you going to pay all that money and have the down payment?
No bachelorette party?
No.
Where can you go?
There's nothing. And you know what, too, by the way, if I were to get married, they would want me and my fiance to kiss with a mask on. They tell you how to have sex. They tell you that you're supposed to have sex and only use certain sexual positions, which is totally inappropriate, unconstitutional, and I'm sorry, but I would rather die of COVID than just live, as a teenager forever, not able to progress as a woman or my life. So what is the government doing? What about the mental health? What about me and my well-being? And all the brides and grooms out there. People need to wed. We need to get married. And this is my effort to say, I have the right to do that. They don't have the right to say somebody else with less health or whatever, their life is more important than mine. I'm watching out for my life, and I want to get married. And all us brides want to get married. We want to have a venue. And
yes, we do.
Yes. And in Chicago, actually, 150 people may have charges pressed against them because they all had a wedding in a hotel. Yes, you can look it up.
What?
Yes. On December 4th, the article was published. 150 people said, you know what, doesn't matter, we're going to have this wedding. And,
good.
And they may get criminal charges pressed against them.
Having a wedding?
For having a wedding, yes.
We just got engaged here, I think 2 weekends ago at this rally, and we're like, where are we going to have our venue? Where are we going to have our wedding? We can't have a bachelorette party. We can't have anything.
Right. And so this is just a piece of political art to say, what about us? Because they're all like, oh, all these people, they have to stay quarantined because of COVID. No, they don't. I could get COVID and I may die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. I may get better and be fine, and my life could move on. So why are you holding up my life? This may go until 2022, 2023. Are you kidding me? No, it's not worth it.
What does your sign say?
Well, it says government theft of life, gatherings, and weddings. So this is Thanksgiving, Christmas, wrestling events. I was just here and there was a rally where a young lady was speaking.
I feel like you're it's falling off. Let me grab. Yeah.
Oh,
Fell back here.
See, I can't
I know.
myself.
I love your outfit. Yeah. But it's behind. Yeah, it's behind.
The high school students and kids and stuff, they're all having to learn from home. So I just feel like the government is supposedly watching out for one group of people who are immunocompromised. What about the rest of us? It's time for the rest of us to say, you know what, I'm sorry, you may have to stay home and isolate, but the entire world cannot isolate. This is ridiculous. We're dying. Everyone else is dying.
What would you say to President Trump if he was listening to you right now?
I would tell President Trump to be brave, don't listen to the naysayers, and push to get these ridiculous restrictions lifted for those of us who choose to go out. People can stay home if they want to. Let us make our choice, President Trump. Let us choose, please.
And congratulations, by the way. Yeah, I hope you get to have a wedding soon. We could go to Florida and have a wedding. Because Florida, no masks, nothing.
They should let me have a wedding wherever I want to have it.
I agree.
You know what? This is not about COVID, I don't think. I think this is something more sinister. This is BS.
I agree. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
I understand now why there are so many barricades here. When we arrived today, it was kind of crazy. There were barricades upon barricades. We were like, there's a lot more defense. And now I get it. There's hundreds of Antifa and Black Lives Matter here. I mean, it's a little dangerous. You can't wander into that crowd and show you where they are. We're wearing Trump gear, so. Antifa right now is circulating. They're going all around the different corners of the barricades to harass us from all sides. We have one over there, over there, over there. They're moving and continuing to harass us as they move around the entire Trump protest. I know the police are following them as well. We see them marching. They're not here to ensure that we're, not attacking anyone. They're definitely here to stop Antifa because we have not been throwing kerosene bottles at anybody, and we definitely have not been throwing firecrackers attempting to set people on fire. The cops are all moving to this side, so I guess that means that Antifa is going to be on this side next. We've just watched them march around the perimeter and follow Antifa as they disperse and move to different locations to ensure that we are confused and that they sow division and chaos. Over here, we still have women and children, families, and they're continuing to have our peaceful protest because we're here to support President Trump. And I think what Antifa does is they come to make sure that we can't have these peaceful protests. They come to make sure that no one shows up. They want to scare us, they want to intimidate us. And if you're a Trump supporter, you're used to being intimidated. People try to dox you, people try to get you fired from your jobs, your friends leave you, everyone attacks you, they call you ignorant. We're not here to hurt anybody. And I think it's clear who the aggressor is, and it's not us. What brings you guys here?
Honestly, just being a patriot is really important to me. So being out here really just shows that we support our president. We love our president. We love what he does. We love that, you know, he wants the best for us as American citizens. And yeah.
Have you ever experienced any run-ins with Antifa or BLM before?
Yes, I have a couple of times, but not this intense. You know, not where we literally are split in half, which it's very, very intense.
Can you describe what's going on? I know we've been sort of like walking around trying to figure out what they're doing.
Yeah, so I believe they're gonna try and circle around the Capitol and, you know, make their way in here to harm us somehow. It's very serious, you know, thank goodness we have the amazing, police that we have here because they're on our side. They want to protect us. They want to make sure that we stay safe because Antifa is out here trying to harm us and they're full of hate and that's just not what we're about. And thank goodness we have the police here.
If you had anything to say to President Trump, what would you say?
I would say I love you and thank you so much, you know, for everything that you have done for our amazing country. And God bless you and your family, and I love you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm a single mom. I have 2 boys. They're 5 and 3, and I want them to grow up in the same country that I grew up in, be able to be free, play soccer, go to the park. Right now, they're not able to do that. They hardly can be in school. There's just so many rules, and I just really want them to, you know, grow up the same way that I did.
Have you ever considered homeschooling?
So I'm actually really lucky in that I have my son in Catholic school, and they actually filed for waivers. So even if Newsom shuts down the schools even indefinitely, they have a waiver from the county that allows us to stay open. So we're really fortunate that my son actually gets to go to school.
Thank God.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of his friends, you know, that are other schools, they're part-time, you know, and how much can you really learn in a couple hours a day?
As a single mom with your child in school, have you met a lot of other mothers who are Trump supporters, or how is it for you here, especially in California?
It's actually really funny because on election day I took my son to vote, and he knows that we voted for Donald Trump. And
how old is he?
He's 5. And he came home one day and he said, "Hey Mom, can I go to Kai's house?" And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And he's like, "Well, Kai said anybody that voted for Trump could come to his house." And
so awesome.
I'm totally serious. And he's like, "There's 6 of us and then 2 Biden supporters."
Oh my gosh, what awesome kid.
Okay, yes, you can go to Kai's house, absolutely.
Is that what his mom said to say? Or?
I'm assuming. It was kind of random. I'm like, really? You're 5? You guys talk about this stuff? Yeah, it was crazy. So super weird.
How many protests like this have you been to?
So I actually, this is only my second one, but I did organize Christmas caroling at Governor Newsom's house.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait, so where can we find you? Do you have a website or a parlor or anything like that?
I'm just on Facebook, but I'm in the Major Williams group and a lot of the Trump groups, and I do the events in there. But we're doing one on December 18th. We're going to be meeting at the Target on Birdcage and Sunrise at 9 o'clock, and then we'll be going to Newsom's house. And I actually wrote a song, 12 Days of Christmas. Yeah, and it's instead of, my true love, it's Newsom gave to me, and talks about mandatory vaccines and 6 feet of distance and all the lockdowns. So I'll be passing that out and we'll be singing it.
We have to go to that. Can you say once again where that is and what time?
Yeah, 9 p.m. at the Target on Sunrise and Birdcage, and we'll be meeting there and driving to his house in Fair Oaks. We were there a couple weeks ago, about 100 people, but
We were here at the last protest, and they were saying that they were going to go down and protest at and past the curfew.
Yeah, we do. It's a curfew break, and then also because we're not supposed to be singing, And so we're like, you know what? We're going to sing. We're going to sing as loud as we possibly can. There's a lot of CHP there, but it was pretty low-key. It's not like this. There was no Antifa or anything like that.
Hopefully they won't be there this time either.
Yeah, I'd rather not have glass bottles thrown at me.
Kerosene, they have kerosene in them, and they were throwing firecrackers to try and explode people.
Yeah, that was terrifying. I ran on that one for sure. Yeah.
Camera.
Yeah. I hope you guys got it on camera because I didn't. Awesome. Because people need to see this. Nobody shows this, you know? So
If you had anything to say to President Trump, what would you say if he was watching this right now?
I would say keep fighting for us. We need you. This country needs you. A country with Joe Biden is not a country I want to live in.
That nigga did that, and I'm coming through your hood in my red hat.
So we have someone who does not want to be on camera but is willing to speak up for Trump, and I think it's important that you hear his message. So what brings you here today?
I'm here because this is the last stand for freedom and liberty in the world. The United States of America has stood for freedom, individual rights, and Donald Trump has put his own personal fortune, his own safety, and his own reputation and his life on the line to help to try to preserve America and to fight against the globalist takeover of the world. And so if he can do all that and he can have our backs, we need to be out here and support him. We need to support stopping the steal of the election. We need to support all of our freedoms and our First Amendment right to assemble. And we can't be afraid and we can't be intimidated. Though I'm not on camera, I am here in person, and I intend to continue to be from now on. God bless America.
So this girl that we interviewed earlier, her car got broken, her car got broken into. She ran by us crying, and we were like, what's going on? What happened? So can you explain to us what's going on?
So basically what has happened here is they have completely destroyed my car, which this car is the love of my life. I worked my ass off for this.
It's beautiful. It's like the car I want. I'm not joking.
I worked really hard for this car, and they completely destroyed it, all because I have a difference of opinion. And, you know, it just really shows how hateful Antifa is, and how they are apparently the party of love and peace, but this is what they do. This is what they do.
Did they take anything?
No.
Or
Thankfully, my mom's purse, my purse.
So your mom's with you?
Yes. So the lady in the pink sweatshirt's my mom, and you know, thankfully they didn't take anything because that would have been 10 times worse. I mean, this is pretty bad, but.
I think we saw you run up to a Proud Boy to help escort you to your car.
Yeah, because I didn't feel, well, they wouldn't let me over here. When I saw my car bashed in, they wouldn't let me through, which is bullshit. That's bullshit. I said, ma'am, I'm a 17-year-old girl. That's my car. I see it bashed, egged, and possibly my things stolen. Can I please get across or get escorted or something? No. Plain and simple, no ma'am, we can't. I'm gonna send the bill to the Sacramento Police Department because this is bullshit. They watched this happen. They watched this happen. Go away! Nobody asked for you here!
Baby, film that.
They record this and think it's funny.
And I understand why you're angry.
I have just a lot of anger because
I understand.
She wants to drive by. She wants to drive by and think it's funny. You think that this is funny? Like, that's bullshit.
But you didn't do it.
Can you describe what was on your car? What you think made them want to attack it?
So I had Stop Sleepy Joe, MAGA, and Trump 2020 on it. Nothing that is harmful towards Antifa, nothing racist, nothing homophobic, none of that sort, because I am none of that. Yes, I'm a Trump supporter, but that does not mean that I'm racist, homophobic, all those phobic bullshit names that I get called on a daily basis just because I support my president. This is what I get. This is what I get.
The girl that we interviewed earlier, she ran like next to us and was crying because Antifa had seen Trump gear on her car and smashed all her windows. She's only 17. Insane. It's winding down over here, and if you've never been to one of the Stop the Steal rallies, they happen every Saturday at 12 p.m. at your local state capitol. You guys have to show up. Show up with your feet. The more bodies that are here, the more powerful we are. The more we send a message, the more likely we are to get coverage. And until we do get coverage, we'll be here on the ground to bring it to you ourselves, because the media is definitely not going to do it. That's why we're here. Everyone takes turns on the microphone. It's not really, you don't have to sign up. You just show up. Show up, stand in line. If you have something to say, show up and say it on the microphone. Everyone's here to listen to you. Speak your piece and show up every weekend. Don't just show up once and post it on your Instagram and say, hey, I'm a Trump supporter, I support the president. Show up every weekend. Bring your friends, bring more people, and get them to bring their friends too, because that's what we need. We need people to show up and show the president that we care, show America that we care, show everyone that we care about our freedom. Make sure you find us on Parler and on Rumble. We'll be on YouTube until they ban us, I'm sure. If you want to send us to more events, you can support us on redpillferry.com/support. There are plenty of places you can either donate or donate books. Follow us, subscribe, drop a comment. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.